Hi guys, Boner here and welcome to my ArmA2 editor guide. This is going to be a guide for any ArmA or DayZ players out there who want to make some sort of fancy intros to their videos or stuff like cutscenes, which can add a lot of production value to videos and can draw the viewer into the mood of the video. Like if you had like a fast-paced video with lots of action, you could portray that in a 30-second intro. Or if it was a more like introspective, dramatic episode, you could do that as well. So the first part of the guide is going to be looking at some basic camera movement and how to get a floating camera into ArmA, so you can then film the environment and get some good like swooping shots of Chernarus or Takistan, whichever map you want to use. So we'll just go ahead and start. So what you want to do is, obviously this is the main menu. I'm on Operation Arrowhead, but it does have this more or less the same options on the normal ArmA2 as well. So just to be clear, I haven't opened DayZ, I haven't been on DayZ Commander or anything like that. I've literally gone on Steam, or you can go through your program files, or you've probably got a desktop shortcut. So I've opened the game up and we're going to start now. So we've got single player, and then we've got editor here at the bottom. So if we click editor, and we're going to choose Chernarus, but as you can see there's a few options there. Got Utez, Takistan, Zagabad, which I've never actually played on before. So we're going to pick Chernarus because it's a map we all know and love. Right, so once it's loaded up, this is what you'll see on your screen. We've got a map here, which works in the same way as the map on DayZ or ArmA. So you can zoom in and out with your scroll wheel and see the whole map here. On the right hand side we got units, groups, triggers, waypoints, synchronized markers and modules. They do lots of different things. Just for today though, we're going to focus on some simple elements just to get you started. So the first thing I recommend you do is actually go over to the right here where it says mission and change it to intro. Bear in mind you don't have to do this, but it will save you a lot of hassle. There's certain things which won't work unless you're on intro. So we'll click intro, and as you can see nothing changes. Right, so we're now going to zoom in and select a part of the map to start making a basic intro. So we'll go to the Northwest Airfield. That's sort of classic DayZ territory. Go to the end of the runway, and what you want to do is you want to click units, or you can press F1. So the F1, F2 and all that, they all select different things. So if you press F2 it goes down to groups and then triggers for F3, but just press F1, it's already selected usually. And then you want to double click on the map where you want to spawn to the units. Is basically it's every object in the game, but also every like player or NPC. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, this is a default loadout, so you got a Blue 4 male and it's US Marine Corps, I believe that stands for, and it's a rifleman. So if you just press OK, and as you can see there you've got a rifleman spawned now. So that was just simply in a few clicks. And then if you click preview, well, if you've got a better computer than me, it won't do that. Right, so you can see we've spawned a Marine, but because it's on intro, I can't actually do anything with him. But if it was on mission, certainly I could move him around. That's spawning a character in. Now what you want to know, presumably, is how do you get the camera, which you see in a lot of intros where you can fly around the map, do panning shots, zoom in, all that. What you want to do is, so if we double click back on the guy we've spawned, bear in mind it doesn't matter what sort of player you've already got spawned in, so it could be anything. It could be Russian, American, it doesn't even have to be a human being. You could select, that's probably a bad example if we delete that. If we select ambient life, we can select a chicken. In fact, let's do that, let's select a chicken. So we've got a chicken here. Right, so to make a camera, there's a code you need to type into the initialization. As you can see, you've got all these boxes you can type in. I wouldn't worry about any of them for now. All we want to concentrate on is initialization, and this is where you enter any sort of instruction to what that player like becomes, or like you can type stuff like their loadout into there. So if you wanted them to have a certain weapon, you type it into initialization, or if you wanted them to look a certain way, again you type it into there. So what we want to type in is this exec and then a speech mark and camera.sqs and then speech mark again, and then usually I put a space and then semicolon. Yeah, I don't think you have to put the space. I'll put this code in the description, and I'm also thinking about eventually releasing a text document with all these codes on, so you just have something quick to refer to. So we click OK, and we click preview again. Right, there you go. So if you learn how to spell camera correctly, so that is C-A-M-E-R-A, not C-A-M-A, which I spelt it. You get to this screen, which is a basic camera screen. And you've, as you can see, you've got X in the middle, which you want to get rid of. So how you get rid of that is you press L. There you go. So that gets rid of that X. And then you can move around basically. The basic controls for the camera are WASD is for sort of moving around on a... It's like you don't go up and down, you just literally move. So W's forward, S is back, A's left, and D's right. So that's pretty simple. So even now you could even like film something just with them controls. It'd be very basic obviously, but if you just wanted to show you're at an airfield, you could do that. If you use the arrow keys on your number pad, so that's actually 4, 8, 2 and 6. If you look at your number pad, you've got arrows there. That's like rotate, so 4 and 6 rotates. You keep on the spot, look like you pivoted to the ground but you're rotating. And then you got 8 and 2, which looks up and down. So again, you could use them for various things, and you can use them in tandem with each other. So if you wanted to move forward and move around, you just use the arrow keys on your number pad and WASD. So that's pretty simple. The next thing I'll tell you about is if you want to move a bit faster. Similar controls to just controlling a character in ArmA. If you hold shift, so that's the normal movement rate, and if you hold shift you start going a bit faster. It doesn't apply to the rotation, that seems to have 1 movement speed, so if I hold shift that doesn't change anything. But with moving around, if you want to go faster, hold shift. Okay, the next control, similar to a helicopter actually. If you want to go up and down, use Q and Z. So I think in Q and Z that's your engine control for a helicopter in ArmA. So if you press Q, you go up in the air, and press Z, you'll go back down. And again, if you hold Shift, you'll do it a bit faster. So we've got a nice, good view of it now, and you can really start to see how you can use these shots. So they're the basic camera controls. I hope you've all followed that so far. I'll include all these instructions for you, but obviously you can rewind the video and look back if you've missed anything. If you want to change the field of view, you just press plus or minus on the number pad. Now you might think that's just zooming in and out, and it definitely looks like that, but it can make a dramatic difference to how the world looks. The best example I could probably use, I'll go to a different part of the map and show you, because field of view can be, if used in the right situation, can look really impressive. So I'm going to go to a different part of the map. Right, so we're at Prigorovka at the moment. And I want to give you an example of where field of view could be really useful. So at the moment, you can see Prigorovki over there. And let's say, if any of you have ever watched Frankie on PC's videos, he does these really good shots where he'll show himself moving from one part of the map to the other. But obviously, it'd be quite hard to get a shot of both Cherno and Prig. I mean, you could almost do it, but not quite. So if you press minus to... There you go. So that's changed your field of view. That's not zooming in and out. That's just changed it. Obviously, it looks a bit crappy there, but you can get it just right, so it just fits without looking too weird. If I was to use this myself, I'd probably adjust the brightness slightly so you can actually see, I don't know, just see the town a bit better. And then obviously, we're really high up. You can change your field of view to really close, and then you can hardly see anything, but you can see more detail in the town. And you can actually get really close up. My frame rate's going to get killed for me doing this, but as you can see, you can get some really interesting shots if you're far away but you change your field of view. So that's going to be it for my first tutorial on basic camera movements. If I have missed anything, give me a shout in the comments and I will go back to that in my next video. So if you think there's something I've missed, which I'm sure I have, then let me know. But I think that's some adequate controls for you to start making basic intros for DayZ or for ArmA or cutscenes. Let me know what you thought of that in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a comment and possibly leave me a like, because I mean, I'm not too bothered, but you know, it all helps. And I'll see you next time.
I want to hit line drive.
Want to lose weight and keep eating?
New word from the nation's top scientists on the zombie virus that appeared 2 weeks ago. They released information saying that the symptoms to watch for are aggression, foaming from the mouth, deterioration of motor skills, and